A whole dollar. All right. $1. Here's my phone. Oh, okay. Last time, much drama occurred. With the powering up of the of the tower. Turbulane confronted let's say his son as consequences of his past. Uh, whom was in league with the Black Robes due to his own particular purposes to effectively uh, return some part of the old world for his current love, uh, while Tarbalane and his son had a uh, great persuasive debate on the moralities and ethics of the situation, especially given the greater context of chaos and the nature of what the future would hold if he were to even attempt what he was doing. Eventually, eventually through uh, uh, through both words of of family and uh, um, Turbalane's natural charisma. He was able to convince Lindsay to stand down. However, Lady Mishara, the woman whom he was in a ship with, heard this turn and breaking of promises made, and so in a rage made a uh, attempt on Lindsay's life, um, no, um, uh, delayed by Roe, and ultimately um, deflected um, by Tarbalane. We now have a standoff of um, rage um, versus the cooling head of the former antagonist as the tower continues uh, to to power up. Any questions or perhaps things I may have misremembered?
Sasha was still working to power down the tower,
Yes.
as was what's his Lindsay, or at least he was before she attacked him. I don't know if he's gonna keep doing that. Um, we confirmed the tower is a giant robot, so yeah, I think that's good. I think that covers everything, or at least everything I can think of.
Um, Torblaine, any questions or things that I missed?
No, no, I think you did a pretty good job. I'm personally, that was more than I remembered. So I tell people at work, I've slept since then. So.
Well, you were you were a pretty primary protagonist last session, so okay. Now, Margaret, I believe I recalled her first attack was blocked, but she did have a few others. Given the situation, and I will need to move the lane because I know you went to actually grab the blade.
Mm-hmm.
And given that her blade is grabbed, she will um direct some energy more directly at Torblaine. So I guess you have additionally succeeded by way of garnering her attention
Mm.
as she does some Pokemon shit, directing mental fire at you.
It's okay. She's gonna throw mental fire at me. I am back in my mech suit.
Yep.
Did Rogue get new art?
I had that same art last session, but you may not have noticed.
Okay.
Yes, I think it is new art.
I'd say it's probably new to you,
Okay.
because if you missed it last session, then yes.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, you mentioned nearby. You mentioned. Yep. Okay.
Didn't work.
Oh, that's like a dot. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So we already have initiatives in. Is this one of the ones that we can refoot in?
We re-roll at the beginning of every round.
Okay.
You re-roll initiative, and you roll AC.
Okay, but we haven't had this round, or have we?
I rolled already. I don't know if you did.
Oh, I did not. Okay, cool. Just making sure. I couldn't remember if we had rolled at the end of last session or not.
We hadn't finished the round, so probably not.
You are the worst kind of good, cause you're not even great.
Okay, this when everything's in.
I'm in.
Been in.
Okay. Like road, you are up first.
Right.
Now it is finally time.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Keep in mind the things are still really good.
Yep. There. I negate my exhaustion.
Okay, by moving, you're gonna get your exhaustion.
Yeah, because now I'm flanking with Tarblade.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. I was thinking, like, wait, if you're moving, shouldn't if anything that technically cause exhaustion, not recover?
I mean, you'd think, but bring the gunblade around.
Well, he is moving in a mech suit. The mech suit does the moving for you.
Boom, boom, boom.
Okay. The outer, the the at least just fortified armor, the outer shell of it cracks on your first hit. Let's hold. Okay. That cracks the armor, thus reducing her AC, so the others do hit. It looks like I need to make some constitution.
Yep.
I believe it's half, is it versus half or versus all?
Half, I think. I'll double check. Yeah, sure. Versus half, yeah.
I didn't knock as much damage as one would think. Okay. Is that it for your turn?
Yep, that's it for me.
Mhm.
And when you're as your turn, she will spin spin around in a flurry of attacks. Um, yes, she does have a whirlwind attack legendary. So, we're gonna start with Ro and go counterclockwise.
Okay.
I don't recall her being that legendary.
Ah,
That's a miss on row.
okay.
If I'm reading that right, the 22.
Yep. Hmm, okay.
You can't start yawning. It's not after 1 o'clock in the morning there.
Let's say is struck, though not for a tremendous amount of. And wow, I believe the 29 hits for Tarbalin.
Yeah, that's probably gonna hit because I think I've got an 18 right now as AC.
That's right. That's right.
I rolled low.
And you're in your suit armor. Okay. Um, Okay. At the moment, um, doesn't say anything to Mistara, but for those who can, probably both Ro and Tarblane, he definitely has s- a some mixed mixed feelings on his face as he's attempting to more focus um on what he's doing and shutting down the um transformation of the tower than the assault from Lady Mishara. Is working on that. Let me see if anything here. Sasha is attempting. Rolling you a disadvantage.
Is he also exhausted?
I think so.
Well, I don't know then.
Uh, I may have just forgot to reset. Okay, in which case, 5. Okay. Um, well, Lindsay's attempt didn't slow it down, possibly a fault of his current distracted state. Zasha was able to make enough changes to the device, kind of peering over and looking at how Lindsay was manipulating things to slow it down. That was stopped. Turboline.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, sorry. Working on. Alrighty. We're smacking her, yeah?
Try not to kill her if we can avoid it. So we were able to talk her down once. I imagine we can do it again, but yes, we are smacking her. And if she happens to die, oh well, we can fix it if we decide to. If Lindsay decides he wants us to, but if she dies and he doesn't want us to fix it, oh well.
Okay. He's not attacking us though, right? Did she attack him?
She attacked him by way of attacking everyone around her.
Okay.
And she did try to attack him at the end of last session when you blocked with your hand.
Yeah.
So she is trying to injure him because she's feeling hurt and betrayed by him getting talked down.
The intrusive thought that just went through Thomas's head at this moment is like, "See, son, you can't trust bitches. I don't remember your mother, but she probably was a lot like this." But that's intrusive thoughts. That's not exactly what he's gonna say, because character growth.
Learning. We've all grown.
Da, da, da. I would. She hasn't gone. Oh no, she already just went. Yeah.
She did her. She actually goes at 8.
Okay. I am gonna try and be like, it's not worth it to her, and be like, try to talk her down.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, I don't want to talk us fully out of this fight, but also don't want to kill my son's girlfriend, even if she is a toxic one.
I'm defending myself and will put you down if I have to, but I'm trying to be reasonable.
Yeah.
Which is where I'm at too. So we're on the same page. Like I said, the worst case,
Okay.
we can res her if he decides she wants her back. So if she does end up dropping, we can fix that. Provided you don't disintegrate her.
I mean, I would want to. Well, I've got the thing that lets me shoot at point blank range, don't I? I keep forgetting about that. I don't have to get to Guardian Persona.
I forgot we even had it. The loot crate.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Down. Feel free to make a persuasion roll unless you're wanting to just use your words and not have skill back it up.
Oh no, we are wanting to roll because player is struggling with the words today. I've slept since then. That's a running joke to the audience. I went to bed at 10 p.m. Central European time, and my alarm went off at 1, and I was like, where am I? Why is my alarm going off? And then I was like, oh yeah, it's D&D. Ooh, that's a good roll. Let's see, what is my... Where are my skills? There they are. How about a 30?
Well, you'll see.
If 30 isn't good enough, then I can only do a 31. That's the max. But
Okay. Begin. I believe your line was "It's not worth it."
yeah,
So beginning with "If it's not worth it," you Tarblaine, go into your well of creative words, songs, and ballads in an attempt to um, well Lady Mastara's current rage. Um, while in her high emotional state, you have not immediately turned her. You have at least emotionally distracted her on some level, so she will be at disadvantage on her turn, as you have hopefully begun a process.
Okay. That being said, I would like to hold my primary action to protect what's his butt? The boy. Boy, I say boy.
Boy.
Yeah, I was just thinking of God of War.
Look at my son. Pride is not the word I'm looking for.
There we go. So I know you have a sheet. Why aren't you opening for me?
Open button.
Oh, you're open, but
Just let me switch this to my phone. Oh, continue on another device. Thank you.
okay.
I apparently did not do my tax documents correctly on Twitch. And it was like, yeah, no, this is 100% not acceptable. And it took 2 weeks to come back and tell me that it was not acceptable. So we are finally finishing monetization stuff for our channel.
Okay. Given what's going on and that people aren't super hurt at the moment, is going over Kit Kat and attempt help to slow the scene down further. Oh, roll 20 is me.
Hmm.
She's been more paying attention to Rowan Tarbelane than how the device is being controlled, and so utterly well doesn't do the worst thing she can do. She didn't eat it. She just didn't do anything effective. Yeah. You're of no relation to me. Why do you think your words would even work on me like they apparently did him?
Because you care about him, don't you?
You twisted his convictions.
I didn't twist his convictions. I helped him see what was right. I didn't twist his convictions. I just twisted his convictions, okay?
Yes.
Hmm.
Sorry, my headset fell off.
Oh, wait, is it back on?
Yeah. What was she saying?
Oh, it's numbers keep falling. Good. Hmm. You've clearly lost grips of of the things that you've lost, and if you say you've come to terms, and isn't that just another way of saying that you've given up on trying to restore anything lost to you? You prefer looking over a moment to Lindsay. Had the will to get things done that
What
frankly
what was he
rivaled my own.
what was he trying to restore? That's what Thomas asks her.
Any part of the any part of the world before this loss.
We have the ability to do that without this.
If we did, then it would have been done by now. This
Give me 6 seconds. I will show you that we have made discoveries of things that are beyond what most people would understand. AKA, I can't do it on this turn.
if you had such things, and then you would have just shown Lindsay when you were when you were talking to them, where they would have already been there by the time that I arrived.
Lindsay was far easier to convince than you are.
It may have to do with the fact that um, that my loss and my failure, quite frankly, is greater than his.
What is your loss and your failure?
I
Here, Ro, why don't you go put on some tea,
Hmm.
and we'll all sit down, have a nice sob story thing where we all tell our stories around the campfire. We drink some warm tea and get all of our hurt out.
I failed to protect the city we're in now.
How long has the city been? The city is protected, no? Didn't I just protect the city?
All you've done is protect.
That was a genuine question.
That's it.
Sorry, not in character.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we turned on the city defenses. It's a ruined city, but we did turn back on the defenses. So so Fall couldn't get inside, and we beat up the monsters that did get inside, and we prevented them from turning on the giant robot. I don't know if that counts as protecting it.
Okay, carry on.
Okay. Okay. Um, her her body will shimmer with energy, unleashing a um expanding sphere of both um energy and flame. If I could get
Ability or is she casting?
it's an ability. Um, if I could get a dexterity saving throw from every.
Dexterity saving throw. Interesting choice. I would have thought that you meant a luck saving throw, David. Or are we using our real names or made up names?
We've been using our first names for as long as I've been doing this, so I don't see why it would be stop now.
Okay. I'm Spider-Man. Okay, 21 as I burn 2 luck points. Hmm. Pepsi Zero Zucker. Cherry Geschmack.
Mm,
Not sponsored.
So if you're offering,
let's see, the DC is 23. I have not have this, so if you did beat a 23, you can.
and remember, does it come
I'm
or make
gonna
It would be
go ahead and just
well,
pay one more. Go ahead and just pay one more real quickly and okay, yep, 24. We're good. It's gonna be really awkward when I gotta call the cowboy in.
bloody the mech suit?
How much if we beat it?
If you succeed, if you beat a 23, then you take half that.
I feel like if you beat a 23, you shouldn't take any. Is the mech suit the blue?
Mech suit should be your purple.
Okay. The blue is my spell.
Yeah,
Oh.
blue is your mana.
The mech suit doesn't have a complete thing to the psychic.
It is not resistant to psychic or fire.
no, it is resistant to a number of things and immune to necrotic and poison.
So yeah, you just take the full damage. If you took half, you took 69.
Nice.
Sitosh's suit is destroyed.
His was already. Oh, he took full damage.
Yeah. Personally takes 7.
Thomas only has 37 hit points left on his. Thunder, bring her. Bring her. Judgment call.
Actually, Car has a suit. Does things. It is resistant to subject. We'll move that. It will well, that was a lot. Everyone okay over there?
Yeah, the suits seem to have taken most of it.
Hmm.
We took the time to get them running. If you have, Mint, if you see any spirits over there that might be useful for talking this lady down, feel free to speak up. Apparently, she's a local.
I was just talking to them a second.
Got a real guilt complex over here.
Okay. A firefly will come over. The firefly will will assist you guys in what you need to do. Concerning her, by way of adding a extra d12 to whatever it is you're rolling. However, it will only help once. So if you're trying to talk her down, that would be a d12 to that. If you're trying to attack her, it could be a d12 to that, depending on when you want to.
Okay, so we get a floating d12. Got it.
And it looks like we haven't reshuffled. I had a. Oh, I did. I guess highlight everyone in. No, Charlie, is there a new initiative in?
No, not yet. Momentarily. Boo, hiss. Cheat. 8 plus 8 is. Oh, well, my initiative did go up. I'm just rolling like shit for initiative. Alrighty. Oh, I beat Row. I didn't move though.
Claustra is try to continue. Oh, that isn't. While it began spinning up again, it is now once again slowing down. High or low, Caroline?
Low.
Okay. As Sensei is working, we will call back to Lady Mistara. You've been consumed by emotion, um, rage, uh, ju- uh, just as I have. That's definitely fueled us. What w- what we have here, where and Lindsay makes a slight gesture towards Tarboy as he is trying to work. Oh wow, even with the disadvantage. Um, he actually has the experience, wisdom, and more important than that, divinity to listen to. I've grown up with the dragons and the gods, and you have and you've lived amongst them.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps it's time that both of us allow some additional options beyond what we've declared as right for ourselves. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying that I fully believe in myself, but my my father has at least shown that it's a chance worth taking.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun. It's about all we can do with the song because copyright strikes.
Copyright, Mr. Potter. Okay. Uh, um, or will um be looking at you, Tarbalane, more than one day. The tragedies, for, the tragedies for you are far away, buried in history books. That's not the case for me.
What?
However, for her, the loss of the city is really recent.
As I wasn't she in or something.
Yeah, she was essentially in a form of stasis that Lindsay had in the recent past broken, which is when they met each other. But she's only been in the present for a little bit.
Do you think crisis only happens once every 2,000 years? Did you not hear about what just happened to Cardinal?
Whatever it is, I'm sure it was tragic, but not compared to the loss of an era.
Did this woman really just try to claim, oh, my suffering is far greater than yours?
That's what she's claiming.
Yeah,
Now, remember, she doesn't know who you are, so she's like, I lost my era. So, yeah, I feel like if you trauma dump on her, it might be
Might be the straw to break the camel's back.
between your origin and the fact that the adventure before this, we had to put down the last dragon god.
Hmm.
Holy shit! I don't know what you said, but you pissed her off. Oh shit!
The line between naivety and hope.
as she moves in close and around.
We're on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Is it too late to activate the Earth Crystal?
Um, you said the Earth Crystal.
Yeah, the where is it? Isn't there something that the Earth I get the Earth to actively protect me?
Yes, I
Earth Sword.
that's something you activate on your turn though, because it generates like a hit point.
Mm, yeah. Although I guess technically I'm not touching the Earth, so
As he comes in with a flurry of angry and somewhat disorganized blows due to your previous comments, exacerbating her emotional state over her prowess.
17 misses.
28, 27, and 17.
Yeah, the 17 misses. The other two hit.
Well, upside, you still have the mech suit as a buffer.
Mm,
Keep in mind,
not.
also has a damage negation that it can employ.
Oh, what's the damage negation for the mech suit?
It's in your journal under MCF 028.
Is under creatures and gear.
Yep, it can.
GR.
It's under Book of Fate.
Got it. Okay. Da-da-da.
Yeah, it's under the minor misempowering system. It's one of the things that it can do.
It has to do that on its turn, though. So, no, it says so long as it's not incapacitated, you can just do it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, when you would take damage from an attack, you can erect a barrier and reduce the damage by 30. And you can do that 3 times a day.
Yeah, I say per use because you could like vent it for a 90 negation if you wanted to. You can also recover the uses by spending hit dice or spell points.
I'm not gonna waste my hit dice to save the mech suit. But I will use it to negate 30 points of damage. And can I do it again for the second attack?
Yeah, for as long as you have uses, you can use the damage negation. And I need to roll.
Okay, so I'll take
Gotcha.
7 damage from the first attack and no damage from the second.
Okay. As the mist around you coalesces into a shimmering barrier to blunt or negate the attacks. Do keep in mind your suits do also have a mist focus effect for those who do spell things.
What does that do again? Oh, the suits, right?
Dice, your suits have two of them apply. Yeah, she has a particular aspect of her attacks that aren't applying because you have the suits on. Okay, that'll be it for her. Her rage-filled face in your suited face. As come on, mouse. As Marlene, it shifts over to your turn.
I imagine that as she swings, Thomas looks down thinking that the suit's going to get destroyed as the defense shields activate and it only takes 7 damage. At that point, Thomas, once she's done swinging, Thomas is going to slowly look up. Can she see?
Can she see she has
Inside the mech suit or no?
For that, let me bring up a
Did I lose you?
of it.
Test.
Um.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, it looks like there is a little bit of a transparent piece.
Hey, my headset is getting worse and worse.
Yeah, we got a visor or something she can see.
Come on, connect back.
Oh, assuming his
Connect back.
He might be able to hear us.
Now it's time to say goodbye. Today you die. I was doing something totally badass, and now you're going to take a shit on me.
Not that kind of website.
Okay, just guys are aware the whirligig is nearly no longer whirligigging.
Huzzah!
So, if you guys do prevent the tower from towering, I do at least want to share what it would have looked like.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it was powering.
And we're back.
It'd be visible when we go outside.
Well, It's fair, because right now you're technically inside of it.
Yeah, so we wouldn't know what it's doing if it moved.
No, we're back. Sorry, my headset decided to take a crap. I'm sure you guys could hear me the entire time because my phone was just on.
Yeah, we heard you the whole time. Yeah.
So yeah, my question stands. Can she see my face?
Yeah, there's a visor piece to it. So yeah.
Okay. Thomas is going to again slowly look up in his signature, "You foolish mortal." I can't say for sure what happened here when the fall of your city occurred, but it is but a drip in the. It is but a leaf fluttering in the mist of what I have seen throughout my life. I have watched empires be born and kingdoms fall. I have witnessed the death of gods. I was created for a purpose, not born like you. I am not a random collection of the mist. I was built from it. I do not simply stand here in your presence trying to simply corrupt your. He looks over slightly and then realizes the awkwardness of the fact that he's not 100% sure what the relationship status is between them. And so it kind of breaks uh his very intense monologue, and he goes, "Lover, baby, friend, I don't know." He recenters. "I did not come here with the intention of seeking out you or my son. I came here as it is a part of our goal to save the world from the corruption that is spreading across it, just as it did 1800 plus years ago when I stood there and witnessed it." The gods have been recycled, as it were. I recommend, and in their new form, they are susceptible to our command. Um, at this point, uh, we're gonna drop Veil 4 as a summon. Uh, Tarbelaine is going to look back at her as he summons his former boss. That is Hermes, yeah. I'm 99% sure that was Hermes.
Yeah, because
Uh,
has the whispers and secrets. Yeah.
yeah. And he is going to look back at her and be like, "This is the God who I serve loyally for more time than your mortal brain can comprehend. He was my boss, my best friend, my confidant. And people fooling around with what they shouldn't have reduced him to this. I ask you one more time. Stand down." And that is not in a persuasion, that is in an intimidation check.
Okay. Given what you brought forth here, feel free to roll at advantage, and you can still use the D12 Firefly if you would like.
What does the Firefly do?
It adds a D12.
Yep, it has a D12.
Oh,
Your roll would normally be. Because Mint rolled really high when conversing with the Fireflies.
he is fucked. Wait, is the D12 at advantage as well?
No, it's just in addition to whatever it is that you roll.
Okay. Poo. Only 30. That was really low considering all the things stacked on them.
Yeah!
That was really low. Because I rolled a 10 and a 3 on the advantage. Actually, you know what? Fuck that.
Luck?
Fuck that. We're going to use luck. Nat 20. Let's go.
That's a number.
40. 40.
Okay. Okay, wow, gotcha. Gotcha. With your words, with what you've displayed, um,
His eyes glowing slightly slightly with the glow of his power.
there is a look on her face that is a showing a momentary dwindling of a dwindling of defiance, fear, and admiration, along with a bit of that, not quite shame, but that she's been impetuous to confront something that is clearly closer to a god than a mortal. From the verbal smackdown you put on her. Um, um, uh, she tenses, um, raising raising her weapon in a just momentary burst of anger that just collapses in upon itself as her entire emotional steam has been blunted by for lack of a better term, by the disciple of Hermes. As the weapon falls from her hand, clattering on the ground, and she just just collapses to her knees in like just like this angry crying. What words that can be made out is that of a a paradoxical anger um uh in that you are the you are you and what's left of the gods are the closest thing to what she has left. At the same time, she's so like pissed that she can't have any more than that.
My mercy belongs to the ground.
And with that, Ro, it's your turn. I'm uncertain whether you want to consider her defeated or just momentarily paralyzed.
I'm going to roll insight to figure that out.
Good call.
Or I guess roll. Well, if I roll it, does it count as my action?
Um, you'd be that'd be something you'd be focused on. You'd be focusing on reading her. So, um, yes,
Can I try it with my passive?
yes.
In which case, that would be 27.
27. Okay, yeah, that is. Um, um, she is.
Um,
She's essentially being. she- She's emotionally processing right now. So as long as no one is antagonistic towards her, she is effectively not going to be doing anything for them.
Okay, in which case I will hold my action on the contingent as a contingency if she does decide to reactivate and become a threat. But I'm gonna take it on value that okay, she seems to be standing down. I don't need to worry about it right now. We've disabled the machine, so in theory we've solved the nethicite problem.
Yep.
So in theory we are done here.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, unless she's antagonized in her current state, or with the 27, I'll also let you know this, considering 27 is like very near the nigh impossible rating. At the moment, she will become hostile towards Lindsay if he tries to engage, like specifically, because
Um,
she's so very angry right now. She's just being forced to. She with Tarblane, she's kind of hit a wall that she can't pass.
Using my non-verbal communication skills, I'll shoot Tardelane a look that basically is like, make sure your boy gives her some space. She needs it.
yeah.
Um, if we are done here, I think we all need a moment to catch our breath, process what's happened today, figure out how we want to proceed in the future. So, might I offer the gallery so we all can recover, process, etc.?
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Sale nod that I do think yes, I do think we all need a moment to sort things. Lady Mistara will follow your lead, Tarbalane, as um once she's kind of angered things out for a little bit, she's kind of just going to be following you as a little bit of a replacement for what she's lost. Given again how you hammered down these are the gods and I am Tarbalane smacked down earlier.
Um, Unless my
I herald their beginning. I herald their end.
unless insight tells me otherwise, I'm going to repurpose Kami's room into a pair of guest rooms for these two. Since they, even most of the bedrooms are made of 3 spaces, I'll just take the one each, and then they can share a bathroom. Okay. And I'm going to, unless insight tells me otherwise, make it so the view from the windows of her guest room is what the city would, in theory, would have looked like in the past. Using Rose's artistic painting.
Yeah.
Hoping that again, unless insight tells me otherwise, hoping that being reminded of home, what she was fighting for, since she's trying to find her path, getting that reminder might help her get her head on straight.
Okay.
Again, unless insight goes, seeing home might be a bad idea right now.
Wait. I've got it. I've got it.
That being said, what was that? Charlie?
I said I've got it. I herald our beginning. I herald your end. I herald Romagnus. Carry on.
Yeah. Now, as I remember correctly, you don't actually have pictures of what it is now, but not necessarily what it was. Because I'm thinking like maybe a history or just a general artist role.
I can do a history roll. I could do a combination if you'd like. History to have an idea of if there have been other paintings of the city before, and then me.
Yeah, you know what? You know what your history roll do, because I believe this would count as that because you have proficiency in the art kit.
I have a question.
Advantage
I have
on the history roll. And what was that?
Oh, because I was going to say, did Tarbalane ever visit this city in the past?
Given he was around all kinds of places, I would say yeah.
Okay. Could I provide an assistance bonus of some kind from my Edict memory?
Yes. What I would do then is I would essentially lower the difficulty a stage since he's already getting an advantage. But your description would essentially make it much more a issue of him having the artistic skill to reproduce what you're describing.
Okay, so I have advantage. I have a lower DC.
Yep.
And I'm also blowing my spirit die.
Okay.
You want to hurt this girl emotionally.
Trying to help her emotionally, but
31.
You don't want to do it too great. If you do it too great, it's gonna hurt.
I mean, I'm a craftsman. I have to do it too great, or it's not up to my own standard. I'm an artist. I have to do every. I mean, I'm going to hate it regardless. I'm an artist, but
31. This surprised me with all these bonuses, and I know you guys are really proficient. I keep expecting 40s, and I keep seeing 30s.
well, I only have a +9 in history, which is
okay.
a lot, but it's not the astounding.
Okay. So then, okay, yeah, 31's actually a pretty good roll then for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, you will be able to make a really good recreation, probably more so than most, given that you have Tarbo's assistance. Okay.
Like food and booze that way. Rooms upstairs. Ask any of the Moogles for directions. They can help you find any of the various spaces.
Kupo. Okay, with that, hmm. Is there anything in particular you guys would like to do in the gallery? I understand that in general it's just something as a cooldown period, but are there any particular goals that you're wanting to achieve while you're in the respite?
Well, long rest, definitely.
Okay.
Given people their space.
Assuming that neither person was interested in interacting with Valefor, I will dismiss Valefor.
See that they wow, okay. They both would be interested, but not at the same time.
Well, they have all night, so
Okay.
Do they? The summon only lasts for 5 rounds.
oh well. Okay, they only have 30 seconds. Though they have stuck around longer when we've used them narratively.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, given the narrative, and you're not, it's not expending its power for like, combat use then yeah, it can stick around for a little bit.
Question.
Yep.
If I do the summon but don't actually use the ability, do I still get the exhaustion?
There is an inherent strain in calling them forth.
Okay. But I get that back after a long rest anyway, so.
I'd say your exhaustion goes down by 1 after a long rest.
Oh, that's Valefor sheet, that's why. I was like, wait, where did my...
Can the two of you roll me a solitary d20?
15?
Okay. I was kind of wanting to see how talking with Veilform would affect them. Okay. Okay. Um, you will find that over the night, um, your your suits are gradually losing power. As mentioned, they were damaged and would restore them to an operational
I'd say,
status.
yeah, we jury rigged them into functioning.
So by the time the long rest is over, while these suits will physically exist, their means of being powered will be non-functional.
I will deal with that in the morning because I have thoughts.
Um, unless anyone is going to stop her, Ara is actually going to interact with Lady Nistara.
Ro wouldn't try to stop her, just because he knows her and whatnot. He just advised her to be careful. You know,
Oh, I've had a interesting relationship with Lost, so I thought it'd be helpful.
well, yeah, I'm just like I said, she's raw, so just be gentle.
Wrap it first.
Damn. Okay. Those are some rules. Um, Picat's just going to eat and drink and play some cards with the Muggles. Um, this place doesn't have like an onsen.
No, those are. It has each of the rooms have a private bath area.
Okay. So Mint's gonna be there. Um,
As I said, bath being themed to the person whose room is attached to.
Tarblane, is there anything in particular you're doing?
Probably what he's done every time. I mean, he might want to spend some time with his son, but he's going to let his son know, hey, I'm gonna go take some time to meditate and pray. At my, because he still has the temple, yeah.
Yeah, that's your part of
Okay.
your room.
Yeah.
Unless you told me to get rid of
Yeah. So no. I couldn't remember if I had after we found Hermes, but
I don't believe.
I think that I know that I think for a little while he had you change it to the Den of Sin. Um,
I'd say because your living room was the Den of Sin, and then you had the temple and your bedroom.
okay. So he is likely going to go be like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the temple to pray. You're more than welcome to join me, but it's a very solitary thing, so I probably won't interact with you much in there. But I can meet you in the Den of Sin, introduce you to the animatronic that is my wife, but not my real wife.
I
And then
I think I need some prayer myself, so I may join you later.
he's gonna nod and then go off to go pray, meditate, and he will do that for most of the long rest, and then um, come out and go hang out in the Den of Sin, which he'll have opened up for anyone who wants to come in.
Okay.
It's freezing that image he'd made for her so that she actually could take it with her.
Okay.
And, doing his usual chronicling. This is what we did today.
Given the how different it is from the regular fare, is it entitled divine drama? Uh,
Celestial catharsis.
yes. This is not cordial catharsis. Um,
There was nothing cordial about any of that.
okay. Well, the time will pass. The long rest shall be had. And say, well, in fact, I've eventually joined you in prayer, though it'd be in prayer to his God versus yours, if that's not too offensive. And the next day will come about.
Okay. You said they were losing power, not that they had lost power.
No, they're it's not exactly a battery, but for lack of a better term, the battery is dead. The thing which transfers what it needs to make power is no longer functioning. The other components work. It's just no juice can get to it.
Okay, so they cannot move on their own at this point. All right.
There are mechanical bits like the act of them opening and closing so people can don them functions. So mechanical pieces still function, but none of the mystic parts.
So I will use find vehicle to, draw out a cart to put them into. Okay. So take them down to where we can find a tree.
Okay. Since you are leaving the tower, anyone who is leaving the tower will see thing. The image I'm about to show you is going to be a bit different than what you're actually seeing, as it is still partially in the tower itself.
Mm.
So yes, that will be like partially emerged from the tower. It is duh, duh, um its scale is colossal. So again, it's like tower scale.
Yeah. What city is this again?
Um, this city, I don't believe um was ever given a name beyond being referred to as the last city. Um, Notes if you want me to actually give its true name.
Or I could just ask Mistara. It's like, hey, where are we again?
Oh yeah, I still need to look up its true name. Um,
Like, I have it on a map, but I don't know where. I know we figured it out on the map where we were.
actually, do not have it noted.
Oh,
Well, that's embarrassing.
if you didn't write down, that's fine. The point is the characters know it.
Yeah.
Okay. So take it down to where we have a tree. First step, sending. Isa, sending you some stuff you might want to look at, see what you can do with them. Also, might want to come check out this city in public. Sending map.
Okay.
Use transport via plants to open the tree, kick the cart through, kick the map through.
Okay.
Let the library try to get these things up and running. So if we need them in the finale, we have them.
Cool. Cool.
And spend 9 more mana. All right, that fucker's still wandering around. Well, the city defenses are on, so he should be not an issue.
I was just switching over to the city.
Yeah. I just you switching over to city map reminded me that giant. I don't remember. Was he a fallen?
No, he wasn't a fallen. He's something else.
He was defending the city or something. Okay, but that critter's still wandering around. But yeah, I remember him not being a threat. As long, just seeing him was not a threat. All right, so we've done that. Spent another 9 mana to transport us via tree back to the city, so we can let Amaros' sister know that we dealt with their power crisis and turned in the quest.
Does Tarbalane even want to deal with that? Because that would be his daughter.
I can send Tarbalane to the boat if he'd rather.
Wait, what?
We have to go back to the city to turn in this quest, which means talking to Amaros' sister.
It was Amaros' sister.
Oh, wasn't his sister?
No, it was the person he was in a former relationship.
Okay, we have to go back and talk to Amaros' ex, who may or may not also be one of your kids.
Because his ex is Lindsay's sister, therefore
There you go. Okay,
Tarbalane's
yeah,
daughter.
yeah, that totally is another one of your kids. If you want to meet Lindsay's sister,
Oh. Are they how did I miss this? Was I not here?
this is before. This is when you were still MIA.
Yeah, because she was the quest giver.
Yeah, she gave Eric the quest. Yeah, you got.
It's okay.
Since you did so well with the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Okay, treeing back to the city so we can, turn in the quest, let her know we fixed their power crisis, and that they might want to up the security around their magicite cores, since apparently somebody's going around deathiciting things.
Well, that was Lindsay who was doing that, whose profession was that of a magicite crafter, so he had access.
I'm not outing anybody in particular. I'm just saying,
Okay.
hey, this is what happened, because they didn't know what was happening. It's like, hey, this is what happened, but I want to be prepared in the future.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just making sure that you're aware, because I know there's been some information.
I wasn't aware.
Between.
I was not aware it was
sessions.
Lindsay specifically. I just remember somebody was shoved something in there that was converting it.
Yeah.
So yeah, just since we found out what happened by checking out that other village and everything, I'm just bringing her up to speed. It's like, hey, this is what happened. Not naming any names. This is what we discovered.
Okay.
In theory, it's fixed. If not, we can do this whole ritual thing we did before to fix it. But in theory, it's fixed. But just make sure it doesn't happen in the future. You might want to keep an eye out for somebody trying to fuck with your crystal.
Right.
Since apparently it requires physical access.
Okay.
I'm going to step back because I imagine there's a roleplay moment that's about to happen.
Well, I was actually about to ask if you wanted to role play through that or not, because I know she's going to be far less antagonistic than her brother towards you.
Yeah. Sorry, I zoned out. So you said you weren't sure if I wanted to go ahead and role. Yeah, we can role play it.
What?
Granted, I'm gonna be bringing the brother in with me, probably.
Oh yeah, I kind of figured that.
What?
Okay.
Well, before role play this, I think we will need an ad break.
Bathroom.
Yes.
Be right back, guys.
We'll be right back in 60 seconds.
GM bathroom breaks are when I get to take the 3-minute ones.
Oh.
Because for gaming nights, I have it set to manual, so I control the ad break. I have the power.
That's fair. We have ours on manual too, but it's every 30 minutes for 3 minutes. But if it's on manual, then you just click the button and then you get ads.
Yeah, and you click the button for how long you want the break to be. That's like when I
To be fair,
game, I do what I have it set to automatic, and it's a 3-minute one every hour. But for RPG, it's like I do it on manual, 3 minutes when David walks out of the room, 30 seconds every time we roll initiative. Which seems to come out to be about once every 40-45 minutes, when we're in a combat encounter.
yeah. I wonder if plus program. What is the plus program? Oh, cool.
Got a minute left.
Cool.
Plus program offers 2 levels of enhanced subscription net revenue share rates for qualified affiliates partners. We don't have any subscribers yet, but down to monetize streamer.
All right, welcome back, folks. Time for some family drama.
Yes, let's see how much dramatization is going to be. Okay. Um. Start where? Yeah. And you said you were bringing Lindsay in. Would this be like at the beginning, or would you bring him in later?
What was that?
I was wondering if you were bringing in your son later or in the beginning.
Um, I am going to bring in my son along with me because I don't think I'm. Hold on. High or low, David?
Low.
We're gonna go with a 50-50 chance that Tarbelaine has put together the fact that brother and sister could both be his, even though they both have wings. Does she have wings?
When you meet her, yes, she generally has them, folded in on herself generally, but yes, she does have them.
You picked low, and I rolled a 19 out of 20. So Tarbelaine, intelligence. I mean, he does have a 16 intelligence. Even with a 16, though, apparently he is fully oblivious to the concept of the fact that um, they might be twins, and he hasn't put together the fact that he could be his too. Because when we met her, I wasn't there for you to say, "Oh, well, you noticed that she looks just like you."
Well, fortunately, I believe the only one who really met her was Omaros, because I don't believe the rest of the group interacted with her. I might be misremembering. It has been a bit. But I don't think the rest of the group interacted with her.
You missed it, Asuka. You missed it. Okay. So then yeah. Thomas is if he didn't interact with her and doesn't realize that, oh yeah, she's got wings. He's got no idea what he's walking into.
Okay. Since we have changed. That's girl. Okay. Um, her her room is in this tower right here. Um, is at the top of this tower right here. So you're clearly going to meet a person either of money or station. Um, the STF. Um, you when you get there and everything, you at first aren't met by her, but one of one of her attendants, whom will let the two of you in. It's pretty much a penthouse style apartment that, depending on where you look, also seems to be doubling as a home office. Um, but you will eventually meet Caressa in the living area where her attendant will be bringing um around um around the living room more concentratedly, though still lightly everywhere else. There are various depictions gods of the Republic of Umbra. Um, Considering you've been around, I'm not even going to ask for any rolls. Um, Caressa uh, is around, looks to be around, if not the same age as Lindsay. However, while he is wearing more more armored material, she is very much in a holy accoutrement, though a bit more casual given where she is. So she probably doesn't have she's not quote unquote in her dress uniform, but she is still very clearly in holy some level of holy robes and vestments. Um, what's your passive perception?
I believe for Tarbelane, the 13.
13. Okay. Because she has them kind of tucked in, you do not notice the wings from just any kind of front or even slight profile style looking, given how the clothing's arranged. Um, her um, upon seeing you and Lindsay, her first uh response is, well, I thank you for being able to find him. And she looks over at Lindsay. I thought he was at the very least in trouble, and at worst lost. Though, is English before or um after like the quote unquote official quest tournament?
I'll leave that up to them.
Um, I thought we were turning the quest in with her. Yeah.
Yeah, but do you want to have this conversation with her before or after I do the turn in?
Um, it's gonna have to be during. Yeah. I assume that we're all just coming to turn in the quest because again,
So, okay.
Tarbelane doesn't realize who this is.
Yeah.
Do I know it's Lindsay's sister? Could I warn him?
I don't believe. I believe Amherst was the only one that really talked to her as a matter.
He is, yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
You're
we're walking into this blind.
blind.
We're walking into this blind.
Okay.
We're gonna. This is gonna be an awkward family reunion, and you're gonna sit there and watch it, Ro.
What I do, I watch, I document so I can do a painting of it later.
In that case, then, I will, okay, make the roll. Okay. So, okay, in which case then, I take it you went through your non-criminal spiel. In which case then, yeah, she'll be like, I'm um I'm definitely glad he was found. So she takes a moment to kind of look at him, and her face will shift slightly, though clearly there's more going on here. With Lindsay, or who um now probably isn't the best time to ask about that. But his sister will somewhat ignore that and look over to Carmelina.
Harblane's wings are currently folded. He doesn't have them out.
Okay. I'll look over to Carmelina. I don't know if Rose kind of stepped off to the side or if he's still
Once they are clearly having this moment, it was like it just slide off. Like, clearly, you need a moment. You like exaggerated bow with the hat tip and just kind of slide.
do the
Thomas is gonna look at him. Thomas is gonna look at him and be like, "Where are you going?"
Just
He's gonna do that not out loud, but kind of like with the gestures that Ro can understand.
Ro just gives him a wink and just again he's just stepping so he's not the focus of her vision. He's just sliding he's still there. He's just I'm not front and center.
She has wings though, yeah.
yeah, they're tucks, but yeah.
Oh, they're tucked, so I didn't notice them. I forgot that was
That's why I was about your passive perception earlier.
yeah. Okay, carry on. I actually can I make an active like investigation check, trying to deduce why Ro is leaving.
Yes.
Not leaving. I'm just stepping back.
I know, but you stepped back and didn't indicate for me to step back.
Feel free to make an addition.
That's a 2025.
Oh, 2025. That's a really high number.
That's impressive on that.
Yeah, 25.
Just 25. Oh yeah, that's more than enough.
Thomas is gonna like look at Ro, look at the girl, look at so it's Kirsa, is that her name?
Um,
Carissa?
um,
Carissa?
Yep.
Okay, he's gonna look at Carissa. He's gonna look at the boy whose name is Lindsay. He's gonna look back at Carissa, look over at Lindsay, and then his eyes are going to go wide. And he's going to be like, "You two aren't related, are you?"
Yeah. We are, and clearly from what he said, my brother's been a bit more involved in this than I initially gave him credit for. I thought he was I thought he was captured, but clearly something shameful must have happened. And she'll kind of glare at her with an arrow in her eyes, and it better not be heretical.
Thomas is gonna pause and be like, "It's not his fault. He didn't have a strong father figure in his life growing up." Did you have a strong father figure in your life growing up? Side eye.
Side eye.
I had my father figures such as he did. Clearly, they weren't as good of an influence as I had believed. But
But who's your father? Or are you guys full siblings?
She looks slightly confused by your facial for a moment. Um, my my brother and I truly know who our father is. Mother isn't exactly overly talkative, overly talkative about it. So there apparently were strong feelings involved, but I'm not quite sure what business of that is yours. Though I would like you to tell me exactly what's what's going on here. It looks like there's a large amount of trouble that has gone on. Um, Sit and have some tea.
Oh, have some right.
Thomas is gonna look and be like, the trouble's all sorted, right, son?
Does he actually say son? Wait,
Yeah.
In what tone is son?
Like somebody who's older saying it to somebody who's younger, like,
Okay.
and it's said almost in jest, like, please explain, like, there is like a hidden undertone to it, like, please explain to me who this woman is. But to anyone that's gonna look like it's just him saying, uh like like a police officer might say to a young person who's been caught doing graffiti
Okay.
that he's letting off with a warning.
Okay. Um, and say you'll go and have a seat.
Thomas will go and have a seat and look over at Ro like, are you gonna come sit down?
You want me to?
I mean, Tom, Thomas shrugs like, eh,
Do you need the backup? In which case, yes. If not, I'll
I don't know if I need the backup yet. That's what
all right, we'll again,
I.
sitting down, but not, not sitting between them, like,
Yeah, yeah. What we don't know what their mother has told them about me.
sitting close enough, I can give him expertise via my gunbreaker ability of you get expertise on all social checks, but far enough away that I'm not, blocking the shot as I sit there stroking Kaze like Doctor Evil style.
Mm. Mm. Okay. Um, Carissa will sit down as well. One of her attendants will swiftly enter the room and fill the cups of tea from the teapot before before stepping back and becoming part of the background. With Carissa sitting. Can I get a perception roll from Farbellington?
Tea is poisoned with truth serum. 7.
7, really? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. You still do not notice her wings, because they became slightly more exposed when she sat down, but you have somehow missed it.
No, but I imagine that. Yeah, no, he has not seen the wings.
Okay. She'll take a sip of her sip of her. The tea, if you do taste it, is of course hot and
Yes, it is.
and spiced.
Okay. Carbolaine will taste the tea and be like, "This is delicious."
Thank you. So, uh, well, first off, I realize I didn't expressly mention this earlier. Um, thank you, the two of you, for at the very least getting my brother out of the situation. Then
Mm.
I on the impression that he and I will have to have a nice long discussion about whatever the particulars that actually are. Though with the way he is right now, I imagine that you looking um had something to do about it. There's a certain deference that can really only come from a um at least kind of a kind of respect. Have you um have you met Lindsay somewhere before?
He's going to look over to Lindsay and then look back at Kiersa. And then he's going to be like, "You could say I've known him his whole life, since the moment he was conceived." Oh, see, literally the moment he was conceived.
uh, since he's trying to parse um what you said for a moment. Um, Forgive me, but you strike me much more that of a um
I don't look that old.
teller or host rather than that of a healer. She's assuming that
You mean?
maybe you know a nurse to the birth kind of thing.
Oh, oh no, I said conceived, not born. Sideways glance over at Lindsay, like, "Do you want to tell her?" Because he hasn't put together that Lindsay is that Kiersa is also his.
Lindsay looks a little put on the spot. Um, well, he'll look over at Carissa, who is is looking back and forth between Carblane and Lindsay, and starting to to look annoyed. Um, well, Carissa, I see that you're
Tarbalane at this point, just to fully sort of do it, he's going to release his wings. Like he's going to stand up and release his wings,
okay.
just popping them out there.
You see, not anyone could just pull me pull me away from what I was doing. Really, only our father could have done that.
Hold on, hour. Thomas was gonna Thomas was gonna stop. Be like,
Um, Carissa's eyes will go from kind of annoyed, shifty to a bit wide as she focuses on you, Tarblay. Now seeing that your wings are out. There's another. Holy shit! That's not 30. Oh
Yep.
fuck. Okay. Uh, is there any room for doubt? Not with a 30. Uh, um, she'll gasp, put a hand over her mouth for a moment, and but a second, um, maybe two later, she will stand and rush over to you, Tarbalane. Um, her her own wings will extend now that she's not, focusing on, consciously, keeping them tucked, as she um for, for her position anyway, um in a undignified fashion, um runs up, enveloping you in a hug.
I imagine that Ro is sitting in the corner, literally just sipping his tea during like he's like he knew the entire time.
um she'll she'll say as she's embracing you. I I uh I remember those wings from Mom's stories. Lindsay looked a little awkward, as he was expecting a different reaction from her. Um and
What kind of reaction was he expecting?
kind of become like, what, just like that? He fucked that up. He's like, what, just like that? Anyone could could say that. He's really having a hard time processing the fact that it took you a bit to convince him, and she just seems to be accepting it. Um,
Well, I mean, he validated it. He said, "Yeah." He goes, Tarbalane at first doesn't know if he should hug her. His wings kind of instinctively hug her before his arms do.
for those who are paying attention to the background, Chris's attendants are are they're either in some state of shock or bewilderment. Kurt, Carissa will ask while hugging you. What um did did you excuse me um was it fate that you get that you came in at at Lindsay's apparent hour of need?
He laughs and says, "I would say it was Hermes' design. Hermes isn't designing much these days."
Hmm.
And then he's like, "Oh, I suppose I should actually introduce myself. I am Tharbelaine, the fallen right hand of Hermes."
I say she'll pull away when you mention about introducing yourself and kind of straighten out her outfit to look a bit more proper. Okay. That was Jen at 30. I mean, I guess she doesn't have her position for nothing. So, you introduce yourself as when you introduce yourself as Tarbelaine, um,
Yep. He completely forgot for a moment that he's in the Holy Republic and that that's a dangerous thing to do.
um, unless unless someone moves to stop this, she will actually stumble back into onto rather the couch around the tea table, um, and just falling into the seat, um, with with a gasp. There are some background murmurs from her attendants, which for anyone who has a passive perception higher than 15, will be able to make out as general comments of surprise or comments of a scandal.
Comments of what? Scandal, you said?
Scandal. As in,
Hmm.
this is scandalous. Um,
Bro passing the cup of tea around.
does does Kase get some tea?
I don't know. They have a little bunny-sized cup.
I'm not smart enough coffee to just drink out of that. But
If they gave Kaze a cup, yeah, they'll put it on the table. Kaze could just be on the table looking at it.
um let's say before his sister can say anything, it's like I I know it's a bit of a shock. Um, but I mean, it's not like this information really has to leave this room. Um, Chris, having taken a moment to kind of kind of recover. Um, Tarbelaine, the Tarbelaine from the books.
And the pictures.
The books had pictures.
No pictures.
Didn't look exactly like this though.
Be fair, some of those pictures are drawn in the last 100 years, and they've never met me. I find some of the pictures downright offensive. Most of those are drawn by Roe, but
I thought well.
the early pictures.
I still did my best to capture an authentic likeness. Just because we didn't get along doesn't mean I'm going to deface you.
Where's the divine aura? You don't have one, but I do know.
And if you have issues with them, well, when I summon the gallery tonight, we can go over the the early works, and I can make corrections. Because the whole thing's chronicled on the walls of the gallery, so
That's fair.
part of why they're there, so people can offer up opinions, tell me what needs fixing.
um, um, she'll take a sip of her tea, to kind of refocus, and and then and then then state, well, I mean, Mom mentioned some divinity, but I figured that was just, a turn of phrase. And does sorry.
1 second. Mikey.
Oh, I didn't. I was speaking somewhat vague because I thought we were off. But I mean on. But okay, cool. Back.
I was mute the whole time. I had our BRB.
Green looks wonky.
Yeah, I'm fixing it.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a slight delay on the stream, but it's fixed.
Okay, yeah, it's already.
I believe it was like in the middle of a line. Carblane, fine, turn of phrase. Ah, yes. That's right. Fate. I think last thing she mentioned was it fate that you got involved?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Hmm?
Thomas would be like, yeah, maybe. We're a pretty fated crew anyway.
Um. The other priests would certainly have a blowout if they knew you were here. But I should look over at um Bill and say, you know what this means, and we'll look at her. Yeah, I I've been telling you that we've had potential power and ability um all this time, and well, there's apparently been good reason for it. Um, and Chris, Chris, no, not just about not just about that. And sort of attentional refocus on Carblane as she stands up from where she fell back into the cushion. Um, her own wing um, exposed, no longer being tucked into it. This means that we have a connection, no matter what the others think, to to an entire branch. I didn't think that we'd be able to to, to touch or know. I know it flies in the face of some certain people's opinions. Of course, people in this case, meaning pretty much all the clergy. But her thoughts kind of reorganize. So does this mean you're going to stay then? Maybe dissuade some of the nasty opinions that pretty much everyone else has of you. Because you certainly don't look like the various things that I've heard concerning. Was he going by Thomas or Tarbalane back then?
Thomas.
Thomas. Okay.
Wait. No, I think he's only gone by Thomas. Hold on, let me go read canonically. It's been so long. I might not even have it canonically. I think he started going by Thomas when Kami came out of her slumber. which was like a year ago.
Okay. So then, yeah, because I thought you were going by Tarbalane when the
Yeah, because yeah, he started going by Thomas because Kami basically was like, yeah, no, we're not going to use our angelic names, and if you keep using your angelic name, I'm not going to hang out with you. He's like, okay, I just got you back after 1,000 years. I can go by Thomas.
okay. In that case,
I'm 90% sure that is the canonical reason he switched.
okay.
But who am I to know? Because I don't write my own canon.
Okay, then yeah, definitely in that case, you'll say yeah, the stories that I've heard about Tarbalane around here don't exactly match what I'm seeing now.
Well, Tarbalane you're seeing now is not just Tarbalane. At this point, he is going to, and I'm going to produce something now to help you understand that I can't say. As he pulls out the crystal, laying it on the table in its gun form.
And you roll. Damn. Okay. Nothing's a mystery to her. She's read all the books.
I mean, she is in a highly religious position, and the crystals are kind of tied to the religion of the world. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember their chambers were.
She hasn't. She hasn't just read the book. She watched the cutscenes.
right, she doesn't have to know where the chambers were or what the crystal looks like to know. Oh, well, I guess that's a world crystal.
Yeah.
It radiates with energy. No.
Well, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
They're probably in a mural somewhere around here.
because in the last cutscene, we didn't see the crystal get split. No.
No, we saw the Heroes of Light split the crystal to banish chaos.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, that's probably in a mural.
Because that's when we found out that the fucking dragon didn't sacrifice itself like everybody else did.
I do love how that perfectly ties into what's happening now.
Like, we got an imperfect seal because the dragon didn't want to die.
You've only forestalled the inevitable. Anyway, um, her eyes are. She's not crying, but her eyes are clearly misty out of just like astonishment. I mean, I
Yeah, he's gonna say, and he's going to say,
waiting for that.
he's going to say, and before you ask, yeah, he's gonna point over at Amaros and be like, spirit crystal. He's gonna point over at Ro and be like, air crystal. He's gonna be like, my sister has the water crystal. Your auntie. You'll have to come back for the final fight to meet your auntie.
I don't know what I would do in any kind of final climatic a conflict, but she'll look over at Good armor. Because if I remember correctly, he did not mention that to her.
Nope.
Why didn't
And Thomas didn't.
somebody earlier? Of course, he can't reach.
Thomas didn't know that. So
You threw him under the lightning rail.
wait. Oh God! I just realized this. Tom, hold on. Insight. Oh, he knows. David.
Uh-huh.
Uh, where's my insight skill? 6. Is an insight of 24 enough for Thomas to realize that there's a very good chance that Amros deflowered his darling baby girl?
Oh, 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 shit!
I mean, was he her first, or did they just date?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
One moment. You said 24?
Yeah. Also, for clarification's sake, is Eric coming back for the finale, or is Amros full NPC?
When we get to that point, officially he said he dropped. He just dropped out. So
Okay.
I'm not sure if things on his end will change due to other circumstances or not.
but considering this goes to
Because
the Wednesday time slot for the finale, we can ask him at that point.
I wanted clarification on that because David was like, obviously he's not here. I was like, so he hasn't been converted to a full NPC? Question mark.
As of right now, he told us he dropped out of the game. So as of right now, he is in full NPC mode.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel I don't know Amros enough to like play
You
certain circumstances.
this game has gone on since like 2019. You've had 6 years of Eric playing this character, and you do not feel you know the character well enough.
Well,
Yes, necessarily playing it consistently.
I'd say one, he was inconsistent, and two, he's a very passive player, so it's kind of hard to get a read on him when he doesn't really do anything in the role play.
Okay, fair enough. Then you can give it your own spin, and it doesn't matter. You can make Amaros what you want him to be.
That is
And
fair,
the player can't say shit because after 6 years, you didn't feel that you knew what the character would do in this situation. So you had to, as the GM, make it up.
Fair. That's pretty fair.
Okay, sorry.
24.
I believe.
Looking here.
I believe I made a comment in Fox's game to that regard that it's one of my pet peeves when a player is dropped. How it's handled.
Well, I mean, usually I take over. I just find, again, between
Or you
and it sounds kind of iffy because like I'm under the impression that he might return depending on circumstances as well. There are
that's fine.
things that clearly hash out with him.
Okay. Carry on.
But to answer your question, yes, 24 is enough to make that determination.
All of the hard work we've done to build a bond between Amaros and Arbelane. Okay. Okay. Uh, Rove, for your sake, you're going to have this moment. You will notice that Tarblane's entire mood towards Amaros shifts in this moment as he's putting together the fact that this was Amaros's girlfriend.
Yeah, but at one point, yeah.
Ex-girlfriend, yeah.
Yeah, ex-girlfriend. Yeah, which means that he did something to hurt my little angel.
I mean, she could have hurt him. But
No. He's 100% innocent. He's my spawn.
okay, by virtue of being your spawn, I feel like that, the opposite of innocent, but what do I know? Thomas
But it's okay.
is not one of them.
If Eric doesn't come back, we'll launch Amaros at the moon first.
Well, it's like, okay,
Then Tommy.
I can play him. I just don't think it would be very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, Amaros wasn't very interesting to begin with. Sorry, I shouldn't make those jokes. Anyway.
Yeah, because what because because what I'd have him say in response to Caressa is just just
You would say something dry and sarcastic, because that's what Eric would say.
say what?
I said it would be dry and sarcastic, because that's what Eric.
Like it didn't seem like I needed to bring it didn't seem like I needed to bring it up. That you have a crystal of light. You don't think that's something
Yeah.
you should have mentioned? I mean, I know it was the one at asking you for help, but that could have been at least reassuring to hear. Maybe and Amaros will just kind of shrug. Well, you know now,
Hmm.
and she'll roll and mutter something um in Draconic, which loosely translates to um Bahamut save this man.
I imagine that Thomas is gonna frown when she speaks Draconic. Like, she's speaking the language of the dragons, not the language of the gods.
Did you actually say that? I was just kind of going through his head.
No. That's just kind of the look on his face. Like, there's a look of disapproval that she's speaking Draconic.
Well,
And then he has this moment of realizing that, again, she got fucked by a dragon.
as your father, I do not approve of any of your relationships.
Yeah.
Anyway, refocusing herself on Utah Lane. Um, well, Dad, she says that a little awkwardly. I would be very upset for you to just hop in my life and leave, but I can't really really refute the divine gift and task that you've been given to do.
He's going to smile and be like, if you need to find me, uh, you can go see your. He pauses, like he's mentally doing the things. Stepmother, who you'll probably love. She's a very lovely lady. She always wanted kids, but we never were slowed down long enough to have them. Um, she was immortal for a very long time. Not so immortal anymore. We had an open thing, so she was technically my wife when I was with your mother. Um, he pauses and goes, and she's totally okay with that, so I'm sure she would love to meet you. I don't know if you're as okay with that as she will be.
Well, it said dragons do have their seasons, and that season is isn't necessarily spent in the same place. I know Tarblade doesn't like the dragon,
Yeah.
but that's her. That's
Arblaine,
her.
deadpan. Okay. Um, but we own a pretty successful enterprise across the world, business enterprise across the world now. Yeah.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Everywhere except the Holy Republic. Um, so do we have teleportation circles at each one?
Um,
Or have we just kind of been going with the tree route?
I know you guys are going with the tree route because while your main one, I could see well before the destruction. Um,
I'd say it takes a year to put in a teleportation circle, so
Oh, okay.
any of the ones you've made during the campaign, if they are getting one, it would still be under construction.
Okay. He'll be like, here's the addresses of the ones that we have. If you have any form of fast travel, need to find me. Uh, you can get in touch with. Go to any of them. Ask for Fiona. I think Fiona has a fast travel method. I don't remember if she just kind of goes through the trees the same way we do.
I don't think it's ever been explained how she gets to the places as quickly as she does.
She just keeps saying, "I'll figure it out."
Yeah, but she always gets there before we do.
That's true.
Well, we're on a boat, so if she's taking an airship, she might be getting there first.
That's fair. That's fair.
Or, given how much money you're making, she might be paying to use other people's teleportation circles.
Also fair. That might be why I'm not making as much money as the actual. Those are coming out of the cost for the business before I actually realize the profit. So, but yeah, no,
Business expense.
yep. So he'll be like, "Yep, just let them know that you're there for her. Usually she gets there pretty quick."
She's been secretly calling Roe to come ferry her.
Ah. Um. So when you mentioned you weren't staying long, I guess that really means you weren't staying long.
We have at least one more crystal to go find.
I mean, we do have like a month at sea. If you want to stay here for a bit, the ship, I can come, the ship counts as a tree. I can come back and get you.
Oh, I guess that's fair. I can stay in this country where I'm a wanted criminal.
Well,
He looks blue.
as long as I explain the situation, it shouldn't be too bad. Her brother will kind of narrow his eyes. You don't have that much pull.
I mean,
Oh,
as long as he doesn't use the T word, I imagine he's fine.
Yeah, just a random guy walking around with wings in the Holy Republic. What could go wrong?
They already have two of those walking around. If you just say you're their father, they'll leave.
How many other people are there with wings, like in the Holy Republic, that we've seen since getting here?
that's a mirror to row.
That was to GM.
Oh, no, the only ones with wings that have been seen since getting into the Holy Republic have been Lindsay and Chris.
Yes, Fro, because there are so many people here just walking around with wings.
Well, the wings just say you're related to them. But if it bothers you that much, you could always wear a cloak.
Well, I mean, I usually wear a cloak.
As I say, covering the ups worked for her.
Well, she'll kind of trail off, and Lindsay will say, "We've had our
But
share of troubles that we've had to work through to get to where we are."
if you wanted, we could all go on a vacation to any other spot in the world for about a month. You look like you could use a vacation.
Lindsay will say, "Well, I certainly won't be welcome here after what I've done." Yeah, and Chris will say, you still need to go through judgment."
Okay. Why don't you pass judgment and tell him that he is reprimanded to custody of his father, who is going to reprimand him to custody of his stepmother. And then he has to work for his stepmother for 10 years. Sound fair? 10 years hard labor?
If we go that route, I would have to insist that he be um, stripped um, of his magical equipment, given his lack of role and wherever I'm sure you may have gotten that from. Wait, when did I suddenly become an enemy? Or go back to being enamored with Dad here.
Wait, what?
Go back to being, distracted by Dad here. He's noticing that our eyes are particularly cold towards him. He's like, Dad, stop focusing on me.
If I may, I will point out, just for the argument of leniency here, he was also instrumental in us uncovering and preventing the plot that the Black Robes were trying to execute with the stolen energy. There would have been a lot more damage if he had not helped to shut down the device. I'm not saying he didn't mess up. I'm just saying he did try to correct his mistake once he realized what he was doing.
Again, 10 years hard labor working for his stepmother.
Okay. Can I get a persuasion roll, actually, either from both of you independently or one assisting the other?
I'm going to assist because I'm still at disadvantage to life. If you do not have expertise already, you will now.
Mm-hmm. Arbalane. Uh, I do not have expertise in persuasion, though.
Well, you do now because I'm within 10 feet.
Persuasion.
Okay. So that's going to be a 28. What's the matter, baby girl?
Didn't roll a 29.
Yep, I couldn't have done it without you. What? You want me to throw it? You want me to throw it here? Yeah, good catch.
Stay here. She is more firmly to her brother, and then to you, Tarpley, she'll say, "Hey, a moment, please." Um, she'll go off into another room, gesturing to her attendants to follow her, and
Whispering to, whispering to, whispering to, is it Lindsay?
Hmm. Yeah.
Whispering to Lindsay, he's going to be like, hey, if there's anything I can teach you, it's about how to avoid justice in the Holy Republic.
that's is going to have to be comforting. Carissa will come back in the underlying robes are the same robes she was wearing before, but she has like some like outer draperies, some more official looking attire over it.
Mm,
She'll be standing across the table, more in line, more brother. Um, she'll be speaking in Draconic, um, essentially stating, but um, but by the power invested in me, she's going through like an official spiel. Um, before ultimately uh, laying down a judgment for her brother that in line with what you were suggesting. Um,
yeah.
she is also adding on yes. Um, um, she's also introduced. She's also she would, um, also citing a temporary freeze on his assets pending further review. One of her attendants will come over um with like this multi-layered layered scroll for which she will for which sign. She'll give about a minute for essentially what is a closing ceremony, and then her considering her official vestments are just over her regular robe, her attendants will assist her in taking off her official accoutrements. Really, my word today. Um, um, so she less less. Yeah, that's at least fair given the circumstance.
Okay.
You mentioned a what was it, a sabbatical?
Oh yeah, I said a 30-day sabbatical. I'll need to get in touch with my wife and see where she's at, and then we can go holiday wherever she's at and enjoy some time before whatever's to come.
Usually I wouldn't be able to have the time for that, but given what it is you're doing and that it is a great great Tarblane, I really do want to spend the time to get to know you.
It's settled then. Guess you guys should go pack your bags, and I will track down Fiona, and we will get Rose assistance to head there, and then get Ro to come get me and us whenever they arrive at our next location. But you said it's about a month of sea travel.
Okay. The time and the events. It sounds like this would be a good time
To end it.
to get it to a good transition point. Is there anything that Ro is wanting to do for the last set? I'm saving that.
Okay, it did work for you. I got a link mail.
That was not a link. It was not a link fail from.
Objection, Kupo.
Put that in my slideshow. Remember that'll pop up. Okay. Yeah. Given this has been a lot of
Oh, there it is. It's forever to show up.
a lot of a lot of the Tarblane show this session. Is there anything that Ro was wanting to do? Given that apparently there's going to be like a good gap of time.
Well, I don't know exactly how long it's going to take us to get there. We have to actually open the world map for that. But see, we did the turn-ins. There wasn't any optional quests that we were doing beyond power plant thing that we just did that we just turned in.
Yeah. And I figure any kind of like quest rewards above and beyond can be handled next time.
Yeah. I dumped all the mech suits and the location of the ancient city on Kisa, so in theory they'll be dealing with that. I would like to extend an invite to Mishtara to come along, since she was very mad. It's like, I want to fix things. I want to avenge my my world and everything. It's like, we're on a quest to go punch chaos in the face. You want to come along? Because we seem to be having the same goal. Just you wanted to do it with giant robots, and we just want to go directly to the source. Giant robots optional.
Okay. I get a persuasion roll for that.
What persuasion? Because my exhaustion is negated by my fact that I've spoken to her for more than 5 minutes. I don't think my expertise on a persuasion extends to myself.
Or yourself, or not in the presence of yourself.
Right, that's why I was. While you are within 10 feet of an ally invisible to the target. Yeah, so that.
I'm like an ally, right? I'm within 10 feet of myself, right?
I hate to break it to you. I'm not my own ally. I am my own enemy. I do have a flare point. To re-roll. Okay, so it's just a re-roll. I can live with a 14 plus modifier. Dirty 20.
I'll be around, but I don't know how I'll feel about participating at the moment.
That's fine. We got time to figure out whether we like being, we can tolerate each other enough to actually help each other out. But I'd rather have you as an ally than an enemy. And it sounds like we're on the same side.
I have less an issue with you than I do the mature winged one.
Oh, good. He won't be on the boat for the entire trip, so that won't be a problem. He's off dealing with child support or something.
Okay.
Something about the golden saucer.
Okay, with that then, and officially call it. There will be experience and given how things ended, possibly some extra reward next time.
Sweet.
Um, yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's as for the are you understand?
No.
Um, as for the armors thing, I guess it'd be more accurate to say as I was uncertain how to play it in that situation, the situation of a relationship.
Yeah, it's a very complex situation, and he didn't give you much to work with based on what came before. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I don't guarantee it'll be interesting, but I can play. Um, because I do try to keep things in line with how characters have been unless there's some reason to. That being said, it does also sound like that Arbalene may be enacting some form of eunuch ritual.
What was that?
It sounds like Tarbalane may be wanting to enact some sort of eunuch ritual.
Maybe we'll see. We'll definitely see. But,
I'm surprised you picked up enough to ask about it just from that reaction. That's an interesting insight on the player's side. But yeah, as far as according to the notes, the relationship had an amicable breakup. And I never went over the specific details, but there you go.
They parted on good terms. That's all we know.
okay.
Um, I don't know about you, but I've enjoyed Tarbalane being around to interact with results of his past.
Yeah, I think that this has been the most fun I've had in a long while with some of this.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. I know this thing is something I've been wanting to get to for a bit, but you guys kind of control where you go, so
Yeah.
I can give hints and stuff to go to some places over others. But Also, by the way, nice monologue, nice speech.
Oh, thank you. I really thought it was pretty good.
Because that was good enough that some of the roleplay by itself had an effect on her, like even beyond that of whatever you actually would have rolled. There would have been some base effects just on how you delivered them. And it's also been a bit since we've gotten the foolish mortal.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, it is 4:41 in the morning.
Yep.
So I need to get to bed. You guys have a good night.
Hey, good night.
Yep.